Oh no! It's morning!
And that means it's time for the ROTN Mornings. Best way to start your morning off.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of ROTN Mornings.
Good morning. Good morning, Bienvenue.
Hello.
I'm Scott.
You're Scott,
I'm Scott.
and he's Scott. I'm Matt.
I'm Brandy. Ta-da!
That's it.
That's it.
I like it. A solid group.
Grim is resting at the moment. She has not gotten a lot of rest and doesn't feel super well, so we are getting her back to health. We made her go to sleep.
We made her pass out.
She must be better this weekend.
10-4. You seen Tommy Dan yet?
Have not seen Tommy Dan.
He will be gone until Monday because he started his Hell Week tonight. So he's just going to stay there in East Aboga.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, I guess let's talk about the news.
Let's talk about the
News.
news.
What happened today or yesterday? What happened yesterday?
We had a podcast.
We did.
We talked about the jackalope.
Yep.
The Whooperdinger.
Hooper Donger.
Yep. And we had some lives.
We
We
did.
did.
We had a couple of lives where one of them we were heading to Arx, and it was me and Brandy and Grim.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was when we were at Arx and we met up with Mr. and Mrs. Smiley and their brothers.
Sinister.
Nice. Did you? I didn't get an update. Did you guys get up within Sanatorium?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
We did. We just did not go live again after that happened.
No, I totally understand. Arx is a magical place.
Oh my God, dude. Like they have made this kid area that's like fucking Disney World out there. And I got
What
to
was
run
it?
Frankenville or something.
Frankenville, yes.
And
it
dude,
was
when
so cool.
the place was so badass. They have these little eggs that trigger different animatronics. They've got projected screen like images on this old haunted house in the middle of the area. I mean, like this place is like Disney World. They had all these different little games and putt golf and all this different shit.
I already love Halloween and I grew up loving Halloween, but if I had had somewhere like that to go to as a kid, there would never have been any other holiday but Halloween.
And it
like,
was,
oh
it
my
was
God.
cool as shit because I got to run into David Merchant, who I used to know back when I lived in Florence, and we all worked at Terror in the Isles, as well as Mark and Shane and all those cats.
Got to talk to them too.
And just walking through that area where we used to have our like, hey, we're teenagers, we're gonna dick around in the middle of this place, which was just like gravel. Now it's a fucking Halloween miniature Disney World.
Yes, it's a Halloween world. It was beautiful.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, guys. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And they actually do it up for other seasons too. So starting December 1st, it'll be like a Christmas village. And they said they're going to have an Easter one too. So
Hell yeah.
They have mazes, putt golf.
Yeah.
They have like carnival games.
there's like a little
arcade.
theater.
There's like a little
set up.
Yeah, a little theater like the old Country Bear Jamboree, but in this one it was like these 3 pumpkins and these 3 ghosts.
Yeah.
And they're projected images that like look like animatronics. They're fucking badass.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's doing anything like that.
No shit.
It was beautiful. And as far as the haunt itself for
the haunt
for
itself
us
is
adults,
so like
it was 2 separate attractions, but it seems like one, like it just makes it even longer. But it was so cool.
and like
every
the first
bit of
thing
it.
somebody's like, all these rotten trees out here. There's rotten trees outside. And then we go to a next part and they're like,
I know who you are.
They're like F rotten or F and rotten because they're like, we can't
Or
say fuck, we'll
whispering
get in
it.
trouble.
Yes.
But fuck rotten.
That's funny.
We had a blast. It was awesome.
And just there were so many people out there giving their all. I believe we saw Basile out there.
Yeah.
There was a guy in a yellowish Outbreak suit with a box that he was wearing around his waist.
Square.
And that motherfucker scared me 6 different times. Could he just go running into the darkness and wait for us up ahead?
He was following us around the haunt and hopping out in front of Matt and then getting onto him for touching his no-no square, but then also getting him to fix his no-no square.
Yeah.
It was great.
And of course, that girl, I believe he said she was someone's wife. I can't remember what her name is, but she always has the most badass, beautiful costume. She is so fucking awesome. Everybody out there, the nurse, the eyeball creature, like
oh my god, I love the eyeball.
I always have a great time at Arx, but I felt like out there with the crew from Insanitarium and with a few people from Doomsday, it was a fucking
they were
blast.
hitting on all cylinders. They had their timing down pat. Like it was just, I loved every single bit of it. It was great.
That's awesome. What swag did y'all walk away with?
I don't think we got
Grim
swag.
Grim bought an aquamarine.
Oh, she brought an aquamarine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love their shirts and stuff. That's
one of so much cool shit.
They do.
But really, just being able to sit back there and bullshit and reminisce about tearing the aisles with Mark and David was fucking great, dude.
That's awesome. Are they the only two that are still there from the whole hunt?
No, there's a couple more there. I just didn't see them around. But David, especially, I haven't talked to him in fucking probably
he's
20
one
some odd years.
we didn't get to talk to the last time we were up there because he was somewhere in the haunt at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a really good time tonight. It was great.
Hell yeah. I'm glad you guys got to.
And Grim had a good time too. She's just not feeling good now, but we all three of us had a fucking stellar time.
Hell yeah. Trying to think. There wasn't the last time I was there. There was like a theater that you had to sit in
and see they've moved that theater because now that's where
that's part of the Frankenville
the projection Country Bear thing is at.
Oh wow! So their whole thing has changed around.
Yeah, dude. When I tell you,
bit of it,
I can tell you that this
looks
like a little Disney World, but until you actually see it, you will not understand. Because you think that and you think like, oh, a smaller haunt or yada yada. No, dude, this fucking thing looks straight up professional.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Arx it's never been a small haunt for me. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
It
hasn't been a small haunt for 27 fucking plus years, and they've only been Arx for 13 of those years. But all those people are still the same people from back when we were tearing the aisles.
Is that another haunt celebrating 13 years?
Yes.
What happened 13 years ago?
No fucking clue. Everybody
realized we didn't have enough haunts.
Guess so. That was 13 years ago was when everyone was invigorated because a Scream movie came out. That's not true.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what didn't happen. That.
So we kind of skipped over it a little bit, but we did have a couple of other pieces of things that happened yesterday.
That's right.
So we had a new episode of Brandy's Haunted Bookshelf came out.
It did, and that was the season finale?
No, that's just another episode.
There was the episode 3 because we skipped it last week.
Oh, okay. So it was
But we still have to come up with an idea for and film and edit an episode 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
As long as you don't give yourself too much to do.
I mean, it might happen in November, but so be it. It'll still happen.
No, that's totally fine if it happens in November. We have so much already planned for November.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I liked the episode. I thought it was really fun. I liked the footnote. Footnote was a good idea.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Yeah. I was like, oh man, they flashed it up there too quick. People couldn't read it, and then it ended with it being up there. I was like, oh, well done.
Yes.
Well done, guys. Well done.
I took some bold moves with holding some of those scenes longer than I normally would have, and then cutting those scenes off earlier than I normally would have. Also,
I think it worked. Tommy Dan was wet.
yes, he was so wet.
I guess he liked your editing.
Yeah, he was super wet.
That was a very wet Tommy Dan.
That was a wet boy.
Yeah. Good deal.
And then after that, we had the newest episode of Rotten Strips.
Yes.
Which literally is probably like the episode that took me the longest to edit.
Yeah.
It took me fucking 9 hours to edit that fucking thing. I was up 2 days ago. I can't even fathom that at the moment. Till like 8 o'clock in the morning editing that fucking thing.
How do you feel about it?
I feel like I could have spent another 10 hours on it.
Yeah. I often feel that way. I get it. Guys, all this stuff is on the Facebook page. Go check it out.
It's on the Facebook page. It is slowly going onto the YouTube page, and it will eventually be up on TikTok. God knows we'll probably not be able to put much of it up there.
I watched, there's something somebody had posted from TikTok, and it was like an 8-minute video.
Yeah, we can do 10-minute videos now.
That's too much.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
on there.
You're whispering into the microphone.
Yeah, Brandy says she's not seeing the rotten strips from tonight.
Oh,
Did you see the rotten strips from tonight?
I didn't see it.
What?
It's not on there.
Fuck. Fuck. Strips didn't go up?
With the lilt up? Because you said it.
So wait a minute, you're talking to me about rotten strips and you actually have no idea what I'm talking about?
I asked you how you felt about it.
I see what you did there. That's fun. So maybe next time we'll have a viewing party like we do when they're your episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. What a kick-ass idea. I mean, I thought you were pretty hardcore about watching these before we did this fucking dumbass podcast.
I watched everything that was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this is the fucking episode I spent the most time on editing.
It always happens that way. But I look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, at least everyone was paying.
Yeah, at least everyone was paying. Hello? Hello? Lost you guys.
Don't go that way, man. You know who's back there? It's that serial killer from that movie.
What? Why are they here? I thought they were supposed to be chasing the kids at summer camp or invading the nightmares of the kids on that one street.
Well, they're all here. Brought in to fight off the mutant chickens, and now it's a horror free-for-all.
Oh. Where do I buy tickets?
The Haunted Chicken House in Heflin is the largest tourist attraction in East Alabama.
Open every weekend in October. Tickets are $15 per attraction. 2 for $25 and 3 for $40.
Ride the hayride of horrors.
Visit the Haunted Chicken House.
Defy death in the infamous Crazy Train.
For more information, check us out on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and thehauntedchickenhouse.com, and we'll see you there.
And we're back.
Oh, hey. We got some goblins in the soup today. So there's goblins in the soup. Cool. So there was those things, and that was our yesterday.
Yep, there wasn't those things.
There was most of those things.
We posted that episode at 2:00 in the fucking morning. You know, the one that I spent literally the most amount of time on.
Well. Awesome. Today we've got some stuff too, huh?
Who fucking knows? Apparently.
Okay. Well, we probably got
we have a podcast. That's for damn sure.
Well, we've recorded part of one anyway.
Yep.
That'll probably come out. There might be an episode of strips.
Sure.
We've got a haunt tonight too.
We definitely have that. That is a true statement. That will happen.
Now, where's the haunt tonight? Where can people find the Rotten Guys?
Well,
we, as in me and Brandy, will be at the Haunted Chicken House.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. And Grim will be at
Hellbilly Hollow.
Tommy Dan will be at City of Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, they're doing their Halloween weekends now. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, and on Friday out at Hellbilly Hollow, they'll have Kevin Wayne doing the Hellbilly Hollow tour.
That's fun. That's a good promotion for the haunt.
Yeah, and the trailer. The cool thing about the trailer is the first 5 seconds of the trailer. It's like there's a haunt called Hellbilly Hollow out in Vincent, Alabama. So that's awesome.
Hell yeah, that's cool. Maybe who knows what the season will be like next year if that movie comes out. I don't know when it's coming out. Do y'all know?
I thought it was supposed to come out this month.
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't heard a release date for it.
No clue.
No clue. Hey, we're promoting this movie that's not out. Oh, yeah, okay. That happens. Let's see if there's I don't see a release date.
Nor do I.
Dag nappet. Oh well. Haunted Chicken House tonight should be a blast. Always have a good time out at the Chicken House.
Yes.
I'm kind of excited to see some of the stuff there. I got to go pre-season, but I didn't get to go to the.
Are you showing up at the old Chicken House?
I am going to definitely try.
Woohoo!
Yeah, because I need to go out there and see them cats anyway, and see
yes,
what kind of crazy scares they have for me this year.
They're doing a hell of a job. Last time we were out there.
Yeah. The last time I was out there, I thought everybody had left, so I left.
You do that.
I do that. Yeah, I do that sometimes.
You do. You just got through doing it on the podcast. It's almost like fortuitous.
So that is what we've got coming up today. And then let's see, that's Friday. Saturday we'll be at a haunt.
Yes, we will be. I believe we're going to
Bedlam. Yes.
Yeah, that's way up north.
In Scottsboro.
Yeah, I was thinking, it might be close to the Cortland Haunted House of Horrors, but I think that's a little bit further west.
Yeah, I think we were probably closer to that tonight than we will be tomorrow.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You saw that we hooked up with them and we're doing a commercial for them next season, right?
I did. I saw that on your live out at Nightmare on Mulberry Street, and I saw where the the guy who runs Nightmare on Moulton Street actually went out to their haunt tonight.
Yep.
That's really cool. I love to see haunts supporting haunts, guys. That's
Love it.
some awesome stuff right there. So you guys are gonna be checking out Bedlam, and I'm really excited to hear what that place is like, because I don't know very much about that haunt.
Yeah, I don't know much about them either. Can't wait to find out more about them.
Yes.
For sure. And for the rest of the nights, tune into the podcast or check out Facebook page, and we'll have more of those dates posted.
Yes, and go watch the episode of Strips I just apparently posted.
Last night at 2 o'clock.
At 2 a.m.
Yes, this morning at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's right. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick... Was there any other news that we needed to say?
No.
10-4. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about today's cryptid.
Yep.
All right.
Coming this October, as night falls on a quarantined prison somewhere in Vincent, Alabama, vampires have taken over at Hellbilly Hollow, and things will never be the same.
Come visit Hellbilly Hollow in Vincent, Alabama. You'll have the best night of your life.
Yes, we'd love to have you in our neck of the woods.
The wait is driving us batty.
This year, we've raised the stakes. Join us.
Join us. One of Alabama's top-rated haunts. This is the one for you.
Hellbilly Hollow Haunted House Attraction in Vincent, Alabama. Open at 7 p.m. every Friday and Saturday in October.
Tickets available at the door.
Exclusive merchandise. Tasty concessions. Live entertainment.
Well-lit bathrooms.
For more information, check us out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and at hellbillyhollow.com. And we will see you there.
Join us.
And we're back.
We're back.
Hello.
Guys, I'm pretty excited about today's episode.
Are we now?
Yeah. Today starts our first of a couple of two-part series that we'll do to round out our podcast season, and this two-parter will be on real events that happened in America that are cryptid or cryptid adjacent. And today we're talking about the Mercy Brown vampire.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. This was an incident happened in Rhode Island in 1892, and what's really neat about it is that it's one of the best documented cases of the exhumation of a corpse in order to perform rituals to banish an undead manifestation.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm. That's what Wikipedia says.
Oh, it says fun?
Well, no, it says the other part. But
gotcha.
Yeah, I agree with the fun part.
The fun part was all yours.
The fun part was all you, buddy. So, essentially, this case is one of the situations of like tuberculosis outbreaks. And
wow.
Mm-hmm. And back then it was called consumption.
Mm-hmm.
And so these several family members get tuberculosis, and they all die. And the superstition, because they didn't really understand tuberculosis, or they didn't really know about tuberculosis, as a medical thing, they fell back on superstition, and it had to be vampires, right?
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Tuberculosis vampires.
Have you guys heard this story before?
No.
No, I have not. And I started to look it up earlier, but I did not get very far. I think I just saw 1892 Rhode Island.
And you're like, that sounds boring.
No, because one of the things I saw said that Rhode Island became the vampire capital of the world at that time because of this.
It did, and there's speculation that Bram Stoker actually knew the story about the Mercy Brown case and based Lucy Westerner on her. So, some kind of like standout things about this story. Several people, of course, in the family died. Um, and I think the first to die of the disease, that was Mary Eliza. And then the eldest daughter died. Um, but there was one of them that was accused of being a vampire, but I don't know if they ever said which one it was of these that had died. And then Edwin got sick, who was the son.
Is that
And
where we get so many vampires named Edwin?
it could be. This was the OG Edwin, though.
The OG Edwin.
Yeah. Old, gross Edwin.
That's not a thing.
Oh. But so anyway, Edwin is sick, and of course he is sick because one of the members of his family is a vampire. That's the only possible reason, right?
That's why Grim is sick.
Because one of her family members is a vampire.
I mean, you said that's the only reason that it could be so.
Clearly, clearly,
Those are your words.
yeah, that's fair. So they were given permission to take the bodies out of the ground, to unbury them, as it were.
To exhume them.
Yeah, I have trouble with that word, so just
Unbury, that works, yes.
dig them up. And they said
Reverse
that,
bury, if you will.
reverse bury, yeah, back that thing up. They said that what was interesting is that uh, most of the bodies showed the typical signs of decay, but the daughter, um, Mary,
Mercy.
was it Mercy?
Yes.
Yeah, she didn't have the same signs of composition, and she still had blood in her heart when they stabbed it through with a stake.
Well, one of the things noticed was that it seemed that her hair and nails had grown, which is a thing that happens after you die.
Well, so that has like always been a very like common part of vampire lore, like their hair and hair and nails grow, but that happens with all corpses because the skin, as it loses moisture, recedes, and it gives the appearance of your fingers and your hairs growing.
Yes.
But they said that the reason that her body probably didn't show signs of decomposition was that she was buried in an above ground vault, unlike the other ones, and it was like freezing ass cold.
Yeah, it was the 2 coldest months of the year.
So that would, that explains it, essentially.
Yeah. But that is a big part of how Rhode Island became known as the vampire capital of America. South County, whose isolated villages resembled the lonely hamlets of Transylvania, was a hotbed of vampire rumors between 1870 and 1900.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy because, like, you think that's that's when Bram Stoker was around. That's when
Yeah, they said that
David.
because he wrote Dracula in 1897, but they said that when Bram Stoker died, there were newspaper accounts of vampire Mercy Brown found in his files.
That's pretty wild. I it's kind of neat. Like they exhumed the bodies in order to find the vampire and kill the vampire. And what's neat in the article, it says, as superstition would dictate, Mercy's heart and liver were burned, and the ashes were mixed with water to create a tonic and given to sick Edwin to drink as an effort to resolve his illness and stop the influence of the undead.
But
And
he
then,
died anyway.
yeah, he straight up died, which
Not
I'm glad because he was born in the 1800s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I
But
don't
the
like people born
legend,
in the 1800s.
right? Yeah, exactly. But the legends in this area still persist now. In Rhode Island, Historical Cemetery #2 stands the gravestone of alleged vampire Nellie L. Vaughn of West Greenwich, who died in 1889 at the age of 19. The grave is supposedly cursed. One local university professor who studied vampirism claimed that no vegetation or lichen would grow on Nellie's grave, despite numerous attempts to plant there. And people are still taken aback by the inscription along the bottom of Nellie's tombstone. The curious words read, "I am waiting and watching for you."
Well, that's creepy.
curious.
Oh, I thought it was creepy.
Well, it was curious to begin with.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair.
How curious.
How curious. You know what? That's very peculiar. How curious.
Curious.
So yeah, that is the Mercy Brown vampire incident.
That's wild.
It's I'll say this though, like of all the different like real life kind of things that happened, that there's like documentation on of like people not understanding science or just predating medical understandings of things. This is probably one of the least. I don't want to say like the least toxic because I'm sure it was pretty traumatic to have your loved ones like dug up and all these things done to them. But at least it's the dead, right? Like it's not like they're a werewolf. We're gonna kill them by pulling all their hair off or whatever. This is
Yeah.
these are just dead people, and we're just going to
They're just dead people.
cremate them. I wonder if because cremation has become so popular, like vampires are like less and less.
Yeah, I kind of thought we talked about that with the whole light thing also.
What do you
Like
mean?
the mirrors and cameras not being, LED anymore and all that different shit.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it would be hard to be a vampire these days.
Yeah, you don't get those lucky, hey, I don't have to deal with that crap type of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's pretty much the story. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with it?
Poop.
No, I guess. Although I did find where in this same town, years before that, actually in 1799, the same townspeople exhumed the body of Sarah Tillinghast, suspecting her of being a vampire. And there were apparently 18 documented instances of the exhumation of family members in suspected vampire cases throughout New England in the 18th and 19th century. But the case of Mercy Brown, it was actually the last. And so she's also considered the last American vampire.
which is like, here's the thing: of all the cities in the United States, or like all the places in the United States, and someone's like, "Hey, where was the most vampires and where was the last vampire?" What would you immediately think?
Uh, different state.
Okay, fair enough. Kansas, where the deer and the vampire lope play.
I don't know. I guess I would probably think somewhere in the New England area.
Because of like where the settlers first came in.
Yeah,
That makes sense. I guess New Orleans just kind of has that more witchy thing for me that I would think that, but that
true, but I associate that more with like
voodoo.
voodoo and maybe even zombieism or the Rougarou, I guess, than vampire.
That's fair.
Even with other legends, there's all kinds of mystical in New Orleans for me to focus on.
Fair enough. For some reason, and I don't know why, I don't like associate vampires with cold, but I should. I mean, Romania is a cold place, you know. I don't picture like vampires in the snow, but 30 Days of Night should have said something different there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I think most of the like I don't want to say that vampires is like the Vampire Lestat or Interview with the Vampire, that kind of thing, but or even like Edward Cullen's with these, you know, playing baseball in the sunshine, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just that cold thing. I don't know why I don't picture it that way. It's just me.
Well, I mean, really, I hadn't really thought about it this way before until having this discussion, but I don't really think of vampires as an American thing so much. I think of vampires as, like you said, cold and old, like older than America, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't. You know, you say that, and I also like that tracks in like the way that I think because it's like old. You know, Transylvania was a place and it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know that Transylvania wasn't still a place when America was starting out. Uh,
Right.
or, you know, I don't know when Romania proper, or I guess Vlad Tepes was actually the Prince of Wallachia.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know when those countries ended. We forget, like, we forget historical figures and their time and countries and their time change, right?
Yeah, exactly. And in the days when those legends were most popular, most believed in, you didn't have such quick intercontinental travel to be able to cross oceans and things like that overnight
Uh huh.
without being in the sun.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Um, so just because I was curious, um, Wallachia, Wallachia was still a country up until like 1859,
Huh.
which was, you know, 100 years after uh, America had been founded.
Yeah. Or something.
But
Right?
still not a good time for, international travel.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely, yeah. They didn't have buses back then, so
Sure.
I think that's what they were missing.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
That's crazy. Like I never like if you think about the fact that like Wallachia was still a country in 1859, when was Dracula even written?
Well, Bram Stoker's Dracula was written in 1897, I believe.
Yeah, that's 40 years after that country. Like, that's in his lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that. No, he was born. Yeah, he was born in 47. So Bram Stoker was actually alive when Wallachia was still a country.
Yeah.
None of that tracks with me. Like that's blowing my mind right now. Huh. Well, I guess we weren't trying to, but we accidentally learned something.
We apologize.
We would like to take that back. So yeah. What about that Mercy Brown vampire though, right guys?
Right?
Ta-da!
We've come full circle. Guys, that's some story of vampires in America, and it all happened in a time when vampires were prolific across the world.
Yep. Vampires in America.
I don't know if that's the right beat. I feel like that's the right beat.
That's not it. It's okay.
Is that not? That's not it.
No.
Oh, damn it. Back to the drawing board. Oh, okay. What? Okay, this makes more sense. Vlad the Impaler was believed to have been born in 1431. Good. That makes him older. Fuck yeah. I feel better now. Dracula is linked to Transylvania, but the real historic Dracula, Vlad III, never owned anything in Transylvania. What did he rent? Jesus.
He just visited.
He had a timeshare in a castle. It was an Airbnb. For heaven's sakes. Okay, guys, that's been our episode. Like I said, this is a two-parter, and then tomorrow night we will be talking about another real-life event that really happened that is cryptid adjacent in America. So you guys stay tuned and stay rotten.
Stay rotten.
Do both of those things immediately.
Urza's like, no, don't do them.
Don't do those things at all.
They're full of shit.
All right, stay rotten.
Stay rotten.
Yep, stay rotten.
Join us next time for another episode of Rotten Mornings.